Alright, so this one is hot off the presses. Apparently they don't do input validation in the settings.cfg file for this game. And among other things, there's a pet value in there. The value is 0 to 3. 0 is... I'll show it in the options here because I think I know which one it is, but most likely they're in this order. So 0 would be the dog, then 1 is the cat, 2 is the hamster, and 3 is random pet. And apparently they don't validate what number you actually put in your config file. So if your number is not between 0 and 3, it will just spawn a different entity. I've never heard of this before. I think this is brand new. So my theory for what's going to happen here is if we look at the entity IDs. So Mons, I think it's pet, dog. So that's dog, that's cat. I tried to spell hamster and it didn't find it. I wonder why. Hamster. And then there's also the tutorial one. This is just Monty, but with the tutorial AI, so it's unrelated to the other ones. So these three, 326, 7, and 8. My guess is that they add the number in the setting to the ID of Monty, and then they have a hard-coded check for the random pet specifically. So like whatever entity like 329 is probably not possible to get with this exploit, because I'm guessing that that will just result in the random pet instead. But other than that, I think it's fair game. So what does this look like in the options in Overlucky? Before we mess with the config file, can I do it here is the question. So I don't remember where this is. It's probably in save game. Let's see, characters. No, it's not here. Okay, this must be in settings. Where is this? Does Overlucky have this? If anybody knows where this is in Overlucky, wishful thinking, then I'd like to know. There's kind of two different settings in this game. There's like your save game profile, which is like your character unlocks and your journal, all that nonsense, and then separately there's like your player controls, like the stuff that I'm changing in this menu right now. That is stored somewhere else, and I don't know if that's exposed in this Overlucky UI. And if it's not, I'm gonna have to do it the hard way. You're pointing with your finger, you don't know? Okay, well, thank you for trying. If I can't find it, I think I know how to do this anyways. I was just hoping there'd be a nice user interface for it. But it doesn't look like this exists in Overlucky. It just might not be exposed. Probably worried about people accidentally breaking all their controls and then getting sad. Yeah, these are all Overlucky shortcuts. Okay, so let's do this the normal way. So I have my pet set to random right now. I'm gonna set it to the hamster, and then I'm gonna go check my settings. I'm gonna close my game and check what my settings are. Well, I guess I don't have to close the game yet. I'll close it in a moment. But let me just go into my file system. I'll just tell you what the value is. I'm not gonna dox myself showing all my files right now. So if I go to my root directory for the Spelunky installation, which is usually just in Steam Apps Common Spelunky 2, there's a file here called settings.cfg. It's just a plain text file. I don't know why it's taking so long to open. There it is. Looks like it's an XML file. Gross. I don't know why they picked XML. And if I look at my, or is it the pet style, I think is what it's called. Why can I not find this? Is it not in here? Oh, damsel style. Okay, it's called damsel style. That must have been what they started off with before they made them all pets. It is currently 2, which is what I was expecting. All right, so I'm going to restart my game now. I'm going to change my damsel style to 4, which is right after the valid limit for what you can have. And I'm going to restart my game, and let's just see which pet we get. I'm just going to leave the custom skins off. It'll be faster, since nobody redeemed a custom skin anyways. So let's go ahead and launch Overlucky. Yeah, damsel style. It's lowercase, but I found it. Alright, so I currently have a cursed entry. So there's a couple things that I want to look into here. First of all, what happens if I open the options with that damsel style selected? That's what we're going to check first. I have it set to 4 right now. So what is it going to show? Not the HUD, gameplay. None of them. None of them are selected. That's already ominous. Okay, let's just leave it like that. I'm kind of surprised the game didn't crash or something, but just no pet is selected in the UI there. Now let's go into the game. Let's see, we have a little more Colin to go. I said Colin. Why did it just ignore my input? There we go. Okay, so this is going to affect the random pet that spawns in the next level here. I need to get a command going, so... my game crashed. Alright, cool, we're off to a great start. The command I was going to try to get was figure out what entity ID that was, but apparently the entity crashes, so I want to figure out what entity that was going to be. A good start indeed. I'm going to set it to 5, because 5 is apparently one that works. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful with this. We'll find out what 4 is. 4 might have actually been the null entity, the one that isn't filled with anything. Like, I think they were going to put the sloth there, and they never added it. There are a few holes in the list of entity types, and that might have been one of the holes, is after the pets, in which case I would guess they were probably going to add the sloth pet at some point in development. I'm changing it to 5. Dung beetle. Yeah, that's what it says, so we're going to go ahead and look at that. Luckily, the nice thing about this science is even if I crash my game, it doesn't really matter because I'm not doing anything particularly important. I think I can just quick start, yeah. Overlunky has a quick start hotkey. I don't know what it's bound to by default. I probably changed it, so I'm just going to be using that to get into the game quickly. And we'll immediately crash if we have an invalid pet. So there should be a dung beetle somewhere. But before we go look for the dung beetle, let me see if I can get this command. There's like an enum like name of... Yeah, enum get name. I think we want int type mons pet dog plus 4. That didn't spawn anything. 5 is dung beetle. Yeah, 4 is probably the hole in the array. So if I go to the pets here, it's around 300, so I need to scroll to it to see the whole list. There's actually a couple holes. Why is this a dung beetle? Or hold on, am I not under... Okay. Dog plus 5 is dung beetle. Oh, I see. Okay, so it was 0, 1, 2, 3 is random pet, but it also doesn't have a corresponding entity underneath it. Like, that entity doesn't exist. So that would have crashed if random pet didn't exist and you picked 3. I don't think that's the reason why they did it like that. I think what we have here is 2 pets that were dropped in development. Yeah, dog plus 5 is dung beetle. Write that down in that chat. That'll be on the exam. This is our math class where the math doesn't make any sense. So dog plus 5 equals dung beetle. So there's 2 holes here. I'm guessing one of these is the sloth and the other one might have been like a canceled like pet that they had in development. And then it goes back to actual entities. At which point you have dung beetle, butterfly, snail, and so on. So in theory, we can get this to be anything. But let's go find our dung beetle. I say in theory because we don't know what the data type is for the pet value yet, though we might actually be able to find out. Hold on, let me check Overlunky's documentation real quick. You know what, I'm going to show this because I never show this, so let me do this real quick. Let's see. Okay, I have something else on this tab that I'm probably not going to get to today. So if I just... Where's my OBS? My god, I don't know how to stream. Video sharing. Which one's that going to pick? Okay, this one here. Alright, so here's the Overlunky documentation. Whenever I'm talking about it, this is what I'm referring to. So what I'm trying to figure out is what is the format for these options. So if I scroll down... I gotta do this real quick. I have to pop... There's a bug. I don't know if it's a Chrome bug, but these buttons are misaligned for some reason until you open and close that dev menu. I have no idea why. Yeah, Kelly said no. This was something with a drill that we're probably not going to test today. We're going to do a drill science stream at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. But that's what that clip was for. I had that prepped in advance. But you know, we play this by ear. We just kind of do this on the fly, and I want to test this instead because this is like way more new. It's fresh. It's interesting. So there's something in here for the player's like settings, and I want to see if I could figure out what that is. So this is their save data for the actual like progression, like all their unlocks and journal stuff. There is something in here, I'm pretty sure, that stores just their regular settings, and I don't remember what it's called, so let me just look for damsel. Ooh, it's not here. Is this not exposed in Overlunky? I could have sworn that it was. It could also be called pet style. I'm just gonna skim through everything that has pet underscore at the start. I'm almost certain that there are settings. Yeah, here they are, safe settings. This exists. Okay, so pet style is what it's called in Overlunky, apparently. But I wonder if this object is just not exposed. Oh, it's not exposed. Okay. But I can change it. Okay, so the whole data structure is not exposed. The reason why I'm interested in this is because I wanted to know what the data type was for these settings. It looks like they're integers based on what I'm seeing here. But that doesn't like capture exactly what the underlying type might be. They are all integers here. We'll see. If it's a byte, then we're going to be limited to 255. If it's a signed integer, then we can get every entity. So hopefully it's a signed integer. I was hoping I could get that information definitively, but that's not going to be the case here. So moving back onto the game, we got the information that I could get, I suppose. Not necessarily what I wanted. Where's my stream? There it is. Damsel style, oh, it is unsigned byte. Oh, okay, I was hoping it wouldn't be unsigned byte. This is what I get for not reading chat. I even read the message below you, but didn't read the top one. So somebody tested this. So in that case, we have 256 possibilities, a couple of which we know crash, 3 of which are valid pets already. Well, I guess one of them crashes, one of them is random, 3 of them are valid pets. There are 250 other things that we can spawn. And these should be in order. So that is going to be... where's dog? What's the dog doing? Where is the dog? Right here. Okay, so 326 all the way up to about 470 something is going to be what our limit is. So that is going to cover all the critters. Unfortunately, not monsters, so we're not going to be able to do much with that. It looks like every item in the game, however, is eligible for this. All the way up to here. Did I do the math wrong? No, it's going to be 570 something. So if I keep going, we have more items. Okay, it's going to be like halfway up through the list of items, I think, is what we're going to be limited to. Because pet dog plus 255 is 581, and that one is going to go up to, you know, you're saying teleporter. That's going to go up to item teleporter. Okay, so we have basically most of the items in the game eligible to be picked up. Now, I've been doing all this, and I haven't even proven that this works. So let's go find the dung beetle, because we entered this level with a dung beetle. There should be a dung beetle in a spot where a pet would have normally spawned in. Assuming that we had a pet. And it's this one right here. That spot right there should have had a pet, and has a dung beetle instead. So this is where our dung beetle generated. Now, to not have to restart my game every single damn time I do this, I'm going to use that command that you saw earlier, the setting command. Let's see. Hopefully we're in unsafe mode by default with the console here, but I guess we'll find out. So let's see. It's called game setting dot pet style. I don't know why they didn't call it damsel style, but whatever. And so let's just, for control, let's set it to 0. It's returned true, so hopefully that works. If I go to my options, what do I get? Gameplay. It's not back on the dog. It's newly discovered. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really messed with this, really. There are probably other settings that you could screw around with too. Though I don't know if anything useful would happen. So I don't know if that actually did anything or not, changing that setting. Did that work? That didn't even work. Okay, well, come on. Why are you returning true if that doesn't even do anything? This is going to be annoying. If console doesn't count as unsafe mode, I'm trying to think if there's a way that I could like force it to do this. Nah, I'm gonna have to set up a script. Okay, this will be faster than having to restart my game, so just bear with me for a second, chat. I'm going to very quickly whip up a script that literally just sets that value in unsafe mode and does nothing else. And I have to do it in my file system, so give me a moment. Just enjoy the soothing sounds of Windows 10 clicking noises while I go through this and add a directory. And so packs. And save settings. You know, Windows, you could show me all of the subdirectories instead of just one of them. That would be really cool. If this operating system didn't get worse every time they update it. Again, if I had a dedicated monitor for streaming, I would show this, but I don't have a good setup for that. So like I have a bunch of other windows open on this screen and I'm just using half of it to modify this file. So just take my word for it. It's not very interesting. It really isn't. I think metadata unsafe. Okay, and then all that this script is going to do is that command that you see in the console there. That is the only thing that this script is going to do. And then I'm just going to load it, and that will allow me to change unsafe settings. So this setting right here is all I'm going to do with it. And I will just edit the file and then reload it every time I need to do this. Annoying, but we do what we have to. Alright, so I need to... There's supposed to be a reload button. I guess not for that. Okay, so anyways, unsafe. I understand the risks. Yes, I wrote this. Thank you. All right, and you see here, all it does is it just changes the pet style setting. That is all I wrote. This is the entire script right here. That's all you missed. I accidentally typed something in the script. Okay, so the question is, did that work? Because if that didn't work, I'm going to be sad. That worked. All right, so now it should say that it's the dog instead. It's... I can't even change this setting, actually. Maybe there's just a different UI setting for this. I'm going to assume that the UI setting is just not... No, it's back to 5. I don't know. Let's see if that works. Let's just instant restart and see if we can find the dog. I'm not sure. This is like a part of Overlunky that doesn't seem to work terribly well. Windows 10 removed. I don't know if it removed a feature, but I'm complaining about it with Windows 10 is that sometimes in File Explorer, when you like click on a folder, the little navigation menu on the left side that shows like the folder tree will sometimes only show one folder instead of all of the folders that are underneath the one you just opened. And you have to like close and open it again to get it to generate the rest of them. And it's just annoying. It's just another inconvenient feature that I don't want in Windows. We do have the dog. All right, chat. So this works. Even if it doesn't show it in the options, we do have the dog. So we are able to do this. And what that means is I can tweak this script ever so slightly to add a command that'll just let me change it to whatever I want it to be. So I'm going to close this here. I'm going to go back into that script that I just wrote. And what we need to do is add a console command. Unsafe setting. That should do the trick, and then I will just pass it to this function. You'll see the code that I'm writing in a second here. See if this works on the first try. I'm not even doing this in a proper text editor. Local function. Set unsafe setting. E value. And then that is just going to run that command under... I basically just done privilege escalation, but in Overlunky instead. So it's fine. I mean, I guess I technically gave it permission to escalate privileges here, but I'm using a script to do things via the console that you wouldn't normally be able to do. Hopefully it will do this in the context of a script, so we'll be able to execute the unsafe command. If not, I will be sad. Key value. Okay, let's see if that works. Alright, so here's the script I just wrote. That right there, I just have a local function, except there's a typo. Hold on, don't look. Stop, don't look. Stop reading that, chat. Do not look at that. There we go, now it's correct. It's still broken. There we go, now it works. Alright, so all I've done is register a console command that'll just run this command, but with the privileges of that script, hopefully. And I want to set the pet style to, let's just set it to the hamster. Alright, did that work? That worked. Alright, awesome, we did it. Alright, damsel style 27. Let me reload one more time and then I'll try 27. I'm not going to check what it is. You don't use the left part of File Explorer. I don't know how you don't use that. I don't know how else you navigate folders. Like if you want to go back up to a certain spot in the structure. Whatever, everybody has their own workflow. So let's see here. You can change what your damsel style is within the game menu without restarting by just hitting left and right. You can't go past teleporter doing this. It just loops back to dog. I didn't even get like audio feedback when I was trying to change that setting. So I have no idea. Yeah, 29. Try not to pick any that'll crash the game. There's no audio feedback. Okay, so I guess if nothing else, that would be a way to do it if you didn't care exactly what it was you were setting it to. But in my case, I would like to know what I'm doing here. So, and type lines, pet, dog, +2. That is hamster. So we have set it to hamster. Let me confirm that this works, and then we will just go try a few things. Doesn't crash if you're an Overlunky. Well, that's ominous. Alright, where's the hamster? Oh, wait a minute. What? That's not... Well, that's not what I... That's not what I was trying to spawn at all. Hold on a second. Why is... Wait, oh, no, I know what I did. Oh, right, no, this... I'm doing this wrong. It's the number... The number I want is not... No, that's not how you do this at all. This number here is not the entity type. It's the actual... Yeah, that's what we're doing. We double added. This is hamster. That thing, that abomination I just spawned in is whatever that entity is. Which, I mean, we know what it is now. It's... Pet dog. Actually, this is going to have an integer over. Yeah, that's not even... It's going to overflow. That one overflows because it's too high. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, that's what I did. This is going to wrap... So it's going to be this, except minus... Oh, I get the... Hold on. It's going to be that, but then it's going to, like, wrap it back around. Is this a decoration entity? Is that what I just spawned in? No, it is the... Nice, 256. Does it not wrap around that many times? I'm just trying to... My brain is... Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I see what I did there. Okay. Item ending treasure hunt then. That's what we accidentally spawned. Yeah, I should... my math is... Listen, I use this excuse every stream. We're like 5 hours into the stream and my, like, brain is already starting to rot. I know what I did now. This is hamster right here. So if I instant restart, that'll be hamster, and I'm going to start trying, like, suggestions from chat now. So let's go find the hamster, verify that it worked. Well, I hear the hamster. Oh, there it is. Alright, hamster is here. So we know that this works. So I was asked to do 29. That ending treasure contains an infinite number of ending treasures if open. All right, let's do 29 and then we'll do that one. So, what is 29? I don't know. I'm not checking. I'm not checking these. See if we can find out. Well, that's what it is. Was this what was supposed to spawn? It's just the face. It's like nothing else. I think it's just like it's the shell apparently is what spawned in here. Wait, why is that in the list? There's more to it. Find another one. Hold on. I do want to kind of superficially understand what I just did here. Or is this like a part of multiple entities and this like a spawned as a child entity? This is probably a child entity. Hold on. I can check what this one was. Okay, so we just spawned, what did we just create? Okay, so we made Olmec's ship. So Olmec's ship would be over here if it didn't get scooched out to the side. I don't know where the Olmec ship is. Like, this is where the game tried to spawn it, and it got, like, zooped out over to the side. It doesn't crash with... This doesn't crash without Overlunky. Okay, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with this. I'm not sure what the properties of item Olmec ship are normally. Other than apparently making this particular floor tile... Okay, I don't like this. I don't want to be in this level anymore. I officially am unsettled by that tile doing that, and I no longer wish to have that level in RAM. So we're going to leave that level now. Let's see, what other fun things can we do? So let's see, the one at the end you're saying is teleporter. So that is, yeah, that's going to be teleporter if we spawn in 255. So there should just be a random ass teleporter sitting around. Any Olmec ship setup besides having multiple in one level. I mean, I can't say that's a terribly useful thing to spawn in anyway, so I'm not going to go into extreme details about whether or not that specific thing crashes. Hey, look at their teleporter. I'm surprised I didn't 1 in 5 at any point during that. Go to Black Market with Olmec ship. Oh my god, you guys really like your Olmec ship, don't you? Alright, we're going to Black Market. Let's see. It's not BM. Let's see the... Wait, is that the... Oh, I didn't change it. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't get the Black Market there. That would have been a waste. So there we go. Now we changed it. And then the last one is going to be the BM. So I'm just looking to see if I could find another way in there.
Huh?
2-3 was BM. Alright. Well, wait. If 2-3 was BM, why did the teleporter spawn in the front layer? Oh no. No, is that... Oh, that's how they program this. They're idiots. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, I think the way it works for the Black Market is it, like, just... The pet specifically gets, like, moved to the BM or something. I don't know. There's something like this with the Ghost Jar as well, with the way that it works the way it does, but it... Okay, let me articulate some thoughts here. Let's instant restart. We have our pets set up correctly now, so let's go to the BM level. So I'm just going to go to Jungle 2-2. Not BM. So Jungle 2-4 will be BM, guaranteed, because it has to spawn here. Nice Witch Doctors. So there should be an Olmec ship. It's just here. I can't even, like, select the entity or pick it up or do anything with it. It appears to destroy the tile behind it. So I'm trying to think, like, what happens here? Because there's going to be another one in the BM, probably. That's usually how this nonsense... Yeah, there's just another one in the BM. So... I can't buy it. I can go in. What? No! No, I don't want to do this! No! I didn't think it would actually work. Why does this one work? Does it have to be in the back layer? Is that the whole reason why this shit does that? Does it have to be in the back layer? That must be the reason. For some just odd check they do, it has to be in the back layer. Alright, well, I see why you wanted me to do that now. We literally have, like, what is this called? A Majora's Mask? Like, we found, like, the moon wrong warp. This is it. This is it, chat. We can wrong warp to the moon in Spelunky 2. We did it. We have the technology. Or at least wrong warp away from the moon, so to speak. Yeah, this is... There's no way this is allowed in speedruns at all. If I didn't have God mode on, I would have died. Oh, does that just kill you in that cutscene? Oh, God, that's hard-coded into... This game, it is a miracle that this game works. This game is literally just, we hard-coded something and we picked the first solution that worked. Sometimes you survive. Okay, so sometimes it'll work. I don't know if it's like relative to the position of the Olmec ship or what. But we have another one here that we can try out. Never mind, it's in the front layer. Well, I can just spawn it in the back layer. Like, where does it go, though? Like, is it just... Is there some specific tile? I'm more interested in what this does than the actual thing I was looking into earlier. I just assumed that this thing, like, wouldn't function correctly if you... Okay, it just disappeared. Okay, apparently you have to spawn it in the middle of the tile, or it just zoops out of bounds and vanishes. Chad, I don't even know where I am. So these are the other ones. Oh, it just snapped me to one of them. Where the hell's my player? Well, I'm up here. Yeah, it's not relative to the Olmec ship, it's just hard-coded to this coordinate. So this coordinate needs to have nothing in it if you are going to survive this. Yeah, 3-120. This is... Oh, God. I'm speeding this up, by the way. That's why this looks really weird. I'm holding the fast-forward button. I didn't think this whole segment would be about the Olmec ship, but let's see what we learn. It's hard-coded. Yep, everything in this fucking game is hard-coded. 3-120. I don't know, like, under what circumstances there would be nothing in that spot. But I guess that would save you if that was the case. Really, though, you die? I thought... Why would that kill you, though? Because I thought that you're invincible when you're in that thing. Okay, let's go back to the black market and see if we could figure out what's going on here. I don't know why that would kill you at all. That shouldn't kill you. So this doesn't work in the front layer. Now, out of curiosity, what is in the back layer at this spot now that that thing spawned in? Where was it? It was right here. Okay, it just kind of doesn't do anything in the front layer. The game just doesn't care that it's there. You have a ship spawn in a ton back layer. I mean, I guess you could get the pet to spawn in a ton shop. I never finished my thought, actually, for the black market, so let's go to the jungle. Oh, oh God, I'm sorry. Oh God, that's awful. That is not good camera work. Alright, so where's BM? Is this BM? This is BM. Alright, so it should be in the back layer somewhere. There it is. So why does one of these spawn in the front layer and then also in the back layer? Okay, here's my theory. I think the game generated this one first. 3522. I think what the game does, what the algorithm is for the pet, because the Ghost Show does the same thing, is the back layer spawns the pet before level gen tries to place it in a random like nook in the wall like this. So I think this one spawns first. Or rather, this one in the shop spawns first, and then if there's no pet already in the level, then the game will try to fill a nook and spawn the pet here. So what happens is the black market spawns the pet. which is actually this thing. And then the game says, is there a pet anywhere in the level? Which there is not. So it goes and it spawns another one in the front layer. And that is why we have 2 pets. Or 2 Olmec ships in this situation. I think that is what the logic is. Because that's what the Ghost Pod does as well. So there should be another one somewhere in the front layer. And there it is. What if you buy it? Yeah, we'll get to that. I will try to buy it in a moment. You cannot purchase the ship. Well, don't spoil it. And it looks like it just invalidates this. I wonder if you put a tile down here, what happens? I mean, you could go into it, and then it just takes you to the first one that spawned in, apparently. Like, if you can get a platform under the door, apparently you can go into it. So it's not like it's completely unmanageable. It's just the game just doesn't spawn the platform for some reason. What, did nobody try that? I'm gonna try that with like a push block or just teetering and see if it works. I wonder if you could just teeter. If it doesn't exist in the back layer, it might crash. Well, you know what? That hasn't stopped me before. So let's go find the one in this level and see what happens when we do that. Because there is not going to be one in the back layer in this level. There it is. All right. So if we were to like Matic that tile away and then teeter, we can go into it. So frame by frame, let me see what happens when I go into this. Okay, I drop because there's no platform there. Wait. Well, this isn't what I was expecting to happen. Oh god. What? No, why did it do that the second time? The first time it just like put me in that state. And then the second time I just go into door cancel state. Okay, hold on. Let's restart this run. I cannot restart this run. I can't open the cutscene. Let me just think this. There we go. I don't even know what just fell out of bounds. Chad, did you see that? Did you even see what fell out of bounds there when I reloaded the level? Whatever. I don't even know. Alright, so let me turn off God mode as well, just to see if anything different happens. So let me delete this floor generic, and then frame by frame, let's see what happens. So we go in, there's no collision under it, so we fall. I could like do things, I'm just like in the shadow state. Yeah, I don't know why entering it a second time would do something different, but I didn't make this game. I need to see if I can take damage. I cannot take damage. I'm invincible. I don't have God mode on. That might have pulled me out of that weird state. Do I take damage now? I cannot take damage. I am still invincible. Is this just like some awful like vanilla God mode that we just found if you just edit your save file? So then what happens if I enter it again? Spikes? You know, why not? I don't even interact with them. I can't stomp either. What in the world are my flags? Why are there so many things in this game that just do not work properly? So we have passes through objects, but not passes through everything. Passes through everything is the one that you get from doors. Instead, we have passes through objects and take no damage on our list of flags. Like, just different flags. Can you telefrag yourself? Probably. Yeah, you just telefrag yourself. It's the same thing as door cancel. Telefrag just kills you. It doesn't like check anything else. Yeah, those are presumably the flags that get applied to you during that like spaceship cutscene. Though you also turn invisible, I think, when you get teleported to the side during that cutscene. I'm not surprised by this. I figured a self-telefrag would kill you. You probably cannot get telefragged by another entity though. Alright, and turn Gamma back on, find the ship again. Something weird that's happening with it here is it spawned like right here, but then the objects got like zooped all the way over here. For some reason. The entry point doesn't have it. This one doesn't even have an entry point. There's a secret door right there, though. I don't even know what's going on with this one. I can't even enter this one. Like, the game just, like... Maybe I wonder if the entity zooped all the way out of the level. Let's do a different one. I don't know what happened at that one. So let me go try to find a different one and infer what's happening. I think it's, like, breaking apart for some reason. So this one... Where did this one spawn? Like, this is just more like lenient crush jank, or reluctant crushing, I should say. Where in the world did this spawn to wind up over here? Like, which of these nooks did it spawn in? Like, this is not valid. There's a push block there. It can't be this one. Start Vlad's door, cancel after shadow state. We'll try a few things here. I don't even know. By the pot? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this one spawned. I have no idea. Like, I would have thought this, except the push block prevents it from spawning. I'm looking for, like, the non-solid tile. It spawned here. I thought this looked a little bit weird. It fucking spawned here. And then zooped to the right. I thought this looked weird. This was a normal level, Jen. So I can't enter it in this situation. Like, I can't go into it. Yeah, this is some forensics right here. It, like, fell down a tile. Yeah, I can't go into this one. It's like if it gets disconnected like that, you just can't go into it anymore. This is hardly even about the dog. Or rather, the pet swapping thing. I mean, to be fair, the pet swapping thing, there isn't a whole lot else to it. But we have the ability to spawn the Olmec ship in any level. Like, this is not useful for a normal speed run, but I want to see, like, what we could do with this. So, I mean, this stems from the pet spawning exploit here. So let's see what we could do with this. I need to find one of these in a spot where it'll let me get into it. So this one has a solid platform. But I can't enter it. Why am I unable to enter this now? Do I interact with water? I don't know. I can't even get into the damn thing anymore. Like, I'm not sure what's going on here. The item Olmec ship is right here. The platform, this is the thing that moves up, I guess, is right here, but I can't go in anymore. I need to find a level where I have one that doesn't move, I think, when it spawns in. That might be the only way that this works. Oh, you see that? Is that like the fucking door, like, falling out of bounds? Who made this game? How does that even happen? Is that like the platform falling out of the level? Okay, so that one's valid. We got a few things we could try here. So this one's door tile. It thinks it's right there. I don't know yet, like, what exactly is going on. It seems like you're only allowed to go in at the original position. And you have to be on the ground to do it. So you can, like, create your own, like, floor tile. Well, not even that, actually. But it's not active when I'm standing here. I can only go in when I'm intersecting both tiles. I have to be on this tile, the original spot where the door spawned, and I have to be on this tile, which is where it is now, or else it doesn't work. This is me trying to walk into it, by the way. if I interact with the door and try to go in, I walk a little bit, and then the game is like, nah, fam, you're not on the door anymore, and it just cancels it. It got rid of my HUD, as you may have noticed. I wonder if I'm invincible now. Yeah, I've got mode on, hold on. No, I'm not invincible. It didn't give it to me. I didn't get in all the way. So I don't have any of those states. I just turned off my HUD, and I can't pause my game anymore. But I can't go in unless both of these criteria are met. So that's the thing that's been falling out of bounds. It's that platform. This is so bizarre. Alright, let's try to do a few more of these. So... okay, so that one. What happened with this one here? Got mode on. Yeah, so it wanted to spawn here. So I can't go into this one. Because this is where it spawned in. Alright, I think I understand why you usually can't go into it, but this time you can, and I think the reason then why it works when it's in the back layer is not because it's in the back layer at all. It's because it doesn't move when it spawns in the shop. Like, nothing pushes it out of the way, so it stays where it's supposed to, and it doesn't, like, disassemble itself. Yeah, when does it fall out of bounds? I'm trying to catch that. There's one. Okay, so it looks like what happened here was the game couldn't figure out a spot to put it, and it just like it moved it upward a little bit, and then for some reason it just dropped the platform out from under it. They just put you in the shadow state. God, there's so much to this that I don't understand. Yeah, so that just drops the platform out of bounds. I could still go into it though if I have a solid floor tile here. In which case, it actually lets me all the way in, and then I go into the shadow state. Where I can't take any damage. I can pick stuff up though, so like it really is just you're invincible and you don't interact with objects. But it is not the door entry state. They programmed a completely different state for some reason for this. So let's see what happens if we go in again. If I exit normally, I'm like 99% sure, yes, it will clear your state. So let's go in again. I don't want to waste this opportunity on that, so I'm going to go in again, and let's just watch what happens. So we have passes through everything. We have the door entering state right now. And then we just drop out of the platform, but this time we keep the door entering state. Certainly a game that was programmed. It just, Chad, I don't know. I got no words. Like, why the second time does this become a passes through everything? Yeah, we're not on the ground anymore. Like, I'm falling. I'm not on the ground. I could grab ladders. I'm behind the ladder, which is great. This is just the door cancel state, I'm pretty sure. Except I also have the other two flags, which don't matter because this flag causes them both anyways. Now I'm in door cancel state. Like, for real. And now I'm screwed because I can't, like, get back on it or anything. I'm glad it's door cancel to interrupt the cutscene. Oh, God. Should find what flags determines if you've used it first. I don't know. Okay, let's find another one and let's pay close attention. Well, that was easy. Alright, so there's one here. Yeah, so it spawned here. So I think this is going to be one of the ones that doesn't let me in because I have to straddle both tiles for some reason to go into it. I don't know why they have both of those checks. So I'm going to interact. So notably, I didn't get any... No, never mind, that's not me. Hold on. What flags did I get? I was about to say I didn't get any flags, but clearly I did. Yeah, okay, so we got passes through everything, which is the door entering state. So this is normal. And then upon... Yeah, it just cancels. Yeah, I'm a pretty mid-BG streamer. Yeah, so we get passes through everything, which is basically the door entering state, but then it cancels. If you were to door cancel with Vlad's Cape right now, I'm pretty sure this would just kick you out of it. Like you would do the door cancel thing, like you would keep the passes through everything state. Because this is the same as a door entry. What happens after you get in is the thing that's different. So we need to find one that lets us actually go in all the way. So let me just do that. And then have that one. Actually, that one would have probably worked because the ship didn't get offset. This one should work. So if I were to go over here... Well, I guess there's two scenarios. We've got the one with no floor and the one that does have a floor. Let's try it without a floor under it first. I also want to see if I'm like parented to anything at any point during this process. So we're in the door entering state. We get all the way to the middle. We walk all the way in. And then it just switches over. It just switches from passes through everything to the other two flags. Which is like when the game, I think, wanted to like lock me into the cutscene state instead. So like I finished my door entry and then the game wanted to lock me into the cutscene state where you like see your character standing here for a moment and then you get teleported when the thing takes off. But there was no floor to stand on. So the game just dropped me and that canceled like the whole cutscene process. Now, if I were to clear these two flags and then go in again, even though I'm still in the shadow realm, let's just go in again. So we get the door state. It doesn't matter. It's not even those two flags. I don't know which like flag it is that is doing this. It's like I could clear that state again. I have no idea like what flag would be even doing this. Is it like, maybe it's just like game state dependent? Like maybe the game thinks that I already ran the logic. What if I have a different player go in this time? No, they fall out of bounds. Margaret had never even gone into this. So this is something in the game state where like the Olmec ship maybe has some state information on it that like thinks that a player already went in and then for whatever reason its next action just doesn't cancel the door entering state properly. So you just drop. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the ones where I think I'm going to back out of this particular check. It just happens. Like, once you go in, you have essentially consumed the cutscene event, and the next time you go in, the ship just drops you instead of properly updating your state. It's a one-time use. Yeah, that's the way to put it. The ship is not expecting you to use it a second time, and it probably has some data stored in it for, like, the whole cutscene procedure. And when you use it again, you finish your door entry, and then it never clears the door entry. Like, the game just doesn't know what to do after that. Everything ties back into Super Mario 64. I'm gonna go to sleep. Alright, see you around me. Everything ties into Super Mario 64 in some way. This is literally just Super Mario 64. Okay, this one is good. This one did not move for some reason. I still don't know what causes it to move or not move out of the way. So let's test what happens if there's a block there. So there's something to stand on now. This, in theory, should attempt to run the cutscene because I'm not going to fall out anymore. Every copy of Earth 376 is personalized. I don't know what that is. What was Earth 376? There's got to be a meme hidden in here. It's my... Oh, my headset's making a weird noise. I don't know what it's doing. Whatever. Anyways, let's go into the ship. So let's see what happens now. So we're in the usual state. Door entry. When we get to the middle, it should swap us over to the like Olmec ship launch state. There we are. So when the door closes, it's going to try to teleport me. I'm going to turn on God mode just so I can track where it puts me. If it ever closes. There it goes. Huh? Apparently there was another one back here. I mean, if nothing else, this is giving us some insight into like the back layer pet spawning algorithm. Is the back layer pet spawn like a fallback for the front layer not spawning? Is that why that can happen? Or is there just like a random chance and then also it's a fallback? Because like what could have happened here is the game tried to spawn the pet in the front layer and it spawned an Olmec ship, and then the game was like, okay, there's no pet in the front layer, let's put it in the back. And then it dropped another Olmec ship. So I don't know where I am right now. I'm up here. I think I lived this one. Yeah, if I turn off God mode, I lived this one because there happens to not be anything at this coordinate. So I spawned right... Oh, that's a good sound. I spawned right here, chat. If you can hear me over the sound of the rocket ship, I spawned right here when I got teleported and dropped down. Okay. (1-1 to 7-1). This is such a meme category. Oh god, I want someone to do this. I want someone to get a world record speed run doing this. And thankfully, I'm not playing this game on a laptop. Good lord, no. But yeah, we just warped from 1-1 to 7-1. Oh my god, you're right, a seeded world record. Like, again, this is like messing with your files, so this would not be valid, but this would be an excellent meme category. If somebody could find a seeded run where you could just wrong warp to Sunken City using the rocket ship, that's amazing. I want that to exist so badly. You could absolutely get a seeded world record by doing that. Like, you would just have to do Sunken, like, without any items after you find a seeded run. Yeah, if we could find a way to change the settings in the game to let you do that. This is so stupid. Are there any other items that have interesting properties here? Because this segment is mostly about, like, the Olmec ship wrong warp, more than anything else. Let's have a look, chat. Before we continue with the Olmec ship, let me see real quick, what else could we possibly spawn with this exploit? So, it starts with dog. It all begins with the dog. And the dog is right here. 326. So we could spawn all the pets, all the critters. We could spawn a few cursed items like unrolled ropes and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking for anything like particularly interesting. So Olmec ship. Parent ship is the one that's at the top, like in the camp. Or it's the one that rescues you. And there's egg ship. Parent ship and egg ship are both the rescue ships, but they also spawn in the camp. I don't know if they do anything on their own. We should check on these. There's a few others. Let's do this one at a time. Let's check on those two. I want to come back to this. So that is egg ship right there that I just selected. So there should be an egg ship somewhere in the level. Sing out if you spot it. Oh, there it is. So fundamentally, I don't think this entity does anything. Oh, I can go in. Oh. Oh, it just... They all do it. They all do it. They all go... All paths lead... Hey, look! Hey, look, it's the egg ship! Oh, yeah, it's the old egg ship now. Cat, I think they're all programmed the same way. I think they're all the same ship entity. When does the egg ship come up? That's the one you get rescued by, right? Like, when you beat the game for Tiamat, you get rescued by the egg ship, don't you? I wonder if they use the same entity. Let's go to Tiamat again. And let's win this time. So which one saves you in this situation? Olmec's ship is the one that you launched the sucker with. No, that's Parent's ship. Okay, so Parent's ship saves you. Where does Egg ship come up? Like, Egg ship is in the camp. Since when can this thing fly? It has this mechanic. Do you think they just, like, copy-pasted it? And then changed this one a little bit to, like, have the entry mechanic? Because this is the Olmec ship, but it's like... Well, the platform's actually still here, but you can't go into it. And then Parent ship, you can enter during that cutscene, but it has a different hitbox. Yeah, Egg ship, I mean, you land... They must have used the same entity. Hold on, I'm gonna check what class this entity is. Give me just a second here. I'm looking at my documents. I know I said documents like really weirdly like that. Just give me a moment. I have the raw game type somewhere in here. Windows, I'd appreciate it when you open the thing I click on instead of just not doing that. Okay, entity type classes, where are they? Any type classes. Alright, so what is... Oh god, hold on. I'll look at that in a moment. I'm tabbed out. This always happens. Egg ship, Parent ship, and Olmec ship are all movables. They're not even the same class. Yeah, why does the egg ship have the ability to go to Sunken City? It literally never does that at any point in the game. And it's not even the same class as the other two. What is this? Dude, thank you for the resub. Like, why would they do that? It's not the same class. Why would they copy paste that unless there's some other, like, property to this that I'm missing here? Let's try a couple more. So here's another egg ship. This one... I don't know where this one even spawned in. I think there was a tile there and it broke it? Or maybe... Oh, there was a gem in that tile. It's one of these ones where I can't go in all the way because it's scooched to the side. I want to try another egg ship. This one's good. Alright, this one's not moving. So assuming that we're able to go in the whole way, there's a tile under it. Maybe it was just lucky chance that the one in the back layer spawned when it did. I'm so confused. Alright, here's another one. Yeah, it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay, so you do need a back layer ship for it to do anything. There is a back layer ship. But it's not an Olmec ship. How did I launch with an egg ship earlier? There's a back layer ship, it's right here. The two lines are the game is in a pause state. It's in pause state 4. This is the cutscene pause. You can't see it, but the timer is not incrementing. That's what those two lines are. That's Overlunky doing that. I can't even move now. Yeah, my inputs are locked. I can't move, but it won't launch. Dude, I'm so confused. How did I launch with the egg ship earlier? It just worked. I don't know how I did it. Was it because I had a push block here? This one worked. It found an egg ship in the back layer. Yeah, I'm down here. I survived this one. I mean, I've got mode on as well. I have to wonder if this would crash without Overlunky in any of these cases. We are making a bold assumption because Overlunky has a change specifically related to door entries that prevents a crash when you like fail to enter the door. And I think there's a pretty good chance that that crash would be happening in a lot of these cases if Overlunky wasn't preventing it. I think it's so, yeah. I don't know if they would all crash. Like the one I just did right there, do you think that would crash is the question? Because technically the game did everything it wanted to. On level gen. Well, if they crash on level gen, then we can't do it. We can't do our funny seed at any percent if these crash on level gen. I could try a few without Overlunky to see what happens. I might do that in a moment here. Let me try the parent ship. Look at that turkey. Oh, there's another Olmec ship. What turkey? Wait, am I blind or did it die before you said something? Oh, oh, this one, I see it. It got crammed into this little hole. Yeah, I'm zoomed out hella far because I'm looking for egg ships. This is kind of scary. This is a 2-tile entity, and half of it is just missing. So having the push block there may have made a difference. Okay, this one doesn't do anything, and there isn't one in the back layer. What if I just like put one back here, and then I go into one on the front layer? Yeah, I'd be dead here because there's solid tiles, but I mean, this will work. Yeah, the turkey had ligma. It got shot by an arrow trap. And we just go back to 7-1. Yeah, you go backwards. If we could figure out a way to make this stable, you could go to 7-1 all the way up to 7-3. And then you could go back to 7-1 again for a victory lap. If you wanted to do something again, if you wanted to go to like Eggplant World more than once in a run, I think you could actually just go back to 7-1 with this exploit and get like a second Eggplant crown or something. This is so stupid. What is this? Hey, Drac. Yeah, before I get too excited here, I want to see if this is possible to do without Overlunky, so I'm going to be testing that very soon. I want to check the parent ship now. So, the other one that we didn't try was this one. And this one is the parent ship. This one can be controlled in the credits. So there's a few things that could happen here. It might launch us to Sunken City. It might crash the game, or we might actually be able to control it in some way. Or maybe some combination of all of those things. So there it is. It looks like it didn't move, so it's in a good spot. So our first check, can I even go in? This is looking like the same behavior as before. And since we don't have one in the back layer, I think I just fall out of bounds now. So we're gonna spawn one in the back layer if this one's in a good spot. This was not in a good spot. I want one that doesn't move when it spawns in. Okay, that one didn't move, so let's go put one in the back layer. There is no back layer. Camera, warp, layer door. Oh, my bad, there is a back layer. Why did this even generate? Why did they even generate this? Like, sometimes I really don't understand this video game. So I'm just gonna stick it, I don't know, over here. So now it has one that it can lock onto in the back layer. So let's go back down to this one. I'm gonna keep God mode on for this. Give this one a floor tile to stand on and get in. It finds the one in the back layer. Oh my, okay. I mean, that's one way to make that particle effect work. This particle effect isn't on a timer. It's based on the distance between the ship and the ground. So it's just scaled up bigger if you're below the height that it's supposed to launch from. It does the same thing. All three of these fucking ships do this. I don't understand. Why are all three of these programmed to do this? They all just go to 7-1. So, I mean, if you want to, chat, if you want to customize your meme any % run, just change which ship you use to do the run, because apparently they all do the same exact thing. Alright. Kill everything % runners, but they don't kill that bat. I don't know what everything % is, but I kill the bats because they're annoying. Oh, this is stupid. Okay. So before we dig further into this, let me check and see if there's anything else interesting I could potentially spawn with the dog. Failing to enter didn't crash your game. Are you using Spelunky? If you're using vanilla, that'll be the only way to be sure that you're doing it correctly, because Spelunky also has some stuff to prevent crashes. Unless you're in speedrun mode. You could also run it in speedrun mode, that would probably work. Not using Spelunky, didn't crash. Okay, well that's good then. We don't want it to crash. I don't know what is causing it to crash. So, we'll see, I guess. I don't know if this is viable or not, I hope it is. So, all the pets... We tried all three ships. These are not very interesting. Item hold the idle if it crashes. A few of these things will probably just crash, so they're not terribly interesting. I'm looking for things that might mechanically do something neat if they don't crash. Yeah, I accidentally spawned this one. Like, there's obviously implications for this if you're doing some super meme category and you need to get one of these items in a level that can't normally have it, or you really just want to watch TV, then you could do it, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm looking for something, like, actually functionally interesting. How did I warp backwards? You could just get in an egg ship using this exploit, and it'll just take you back to 7-1. Like, I could spawn this egg ship in any level that has a pet, and then get in it, and it'll take me to 7-1 if there's also one in the back layer, and if the planets align, because apparently it's finicky. Ending treasure full of ending treasure. What do you mean, like, what do you mean by that? What does it do? I thought it just sits on the ground, because it didn't do anything when I was using it, though I didn't interact with it really. When I accidentally set it up, it didn't do anything. Presents, some projectiles. These will probably crash. Set the damsel to ending treasure. Oh no! Oh no, is that what that... Those are also controlled by this? Oh no! Okay, we gotta try that. First, let's do it with something a little bit more tame. So, something that's not going to cause a, like, almost certain game crash. So let's see here. Which of these might be kind of funny looking? Chest, normal chest, 395. Okay. So let's see here. So what we need to do here is get... That should do it. That should spawn in what we want. So now I should get a random chest. Ghost is probably not in the list of things that are eligible. And I'll double... Well, I don't have to double check the number. It's going to be pet dog plus chest minus pet dog. So I think we can pretty safely say that the math works out on that one. And we can verify it if we go to the black market, but I'm feeling ballsy here, so we're just going to go straight to Hundun. So let's go to the credits. How does this work? I forget if this causes issues or not. Okay, we should have a Hundun win. So let's see which one spawns in. No, these pets don't change, but I think it's programmed to spawn one of each. That's Guy Spelunky. That looks like the normal ending. Yeah, that's a Tiamat win. I gotta set the win to Hundun. Okay, so let me... I know how to do that. Give me a moment here. Let's see, it's state, what's it called? It's like, I thought it was called win or something. Yeah, win state. That should do it. I should be able to credits warp to Hundun now if we see the correct ship. Which I don't remember if that shows it or not. Come on, speed it up. Actually, no, this is not the right ship at all. Yeah, this is the Tiamat ship. Oh, why can't anything be easy in this game? Okay, alright, let's go to Hundun. I think maybe if I go to the cutscene, I could change which one I get. So, I don't even know if I need to be in this level. I'm just trying to hack my way to it. So if we go to this screen, that should do it. Okay, that should give us the right one. You see the background is a little scuffed because it still thinks it's a Tiamat win. It has the wrong thing. Hopefully this will change it to a Hundun win. Yeah, or what's his face? Classic guy spawned there because I think I changed the variable before his entity spawned in. In theory, we should get the correct win now. Yeah, we have the Olmec ship. Okay, so that fixed it. So let's see what this does. This should be a chest full of smaller chests. Did it break? Like the first one that shot out broke it. What the fuck, like, settings does this thing have? Yeah, it broke it. This entity apparently isn't like an indestructible item. It actually took contact damage from the chest and broke when the chest flew out. Like, why would this even be able to take damage? Why in the world would this entity take damage? I don't get it. Like, just, I don't get it. I don't understand this game. I don't know why they did any of the things that they did in this game. Why would that be able to take damage? It just disappears. It's not like it has to take damage to open up or anything. They have a whole different routine for that. Why is that able to take damage? It just doesn't make any sense. Why does this one take damage? This one doesn't even do anything. This game is so stupid. Like, I can't pick it up or anything. It doesn't have that property. It just takes damage for some reason. So you can't shoot anything out of it that would damage it. It consumes web shots, apparently. Oh, thank goodness, it doesn't interact with that. Okay, and so it has like 1 hit point, maybe. It has 1 health. It has physics. They must have like copied some fucking item so that this would like fall out of the sky when you spawn it in. They copied like some other entity, and whichever one they picked could just take damage. But it doesn't take fall damage, so it just didn't matter. There's no elegance in anything that was in this game. It was literally just get it to work and then go home for the day. That was all the developers did for like this game's entire development cycle. Was just make it work and then head home for the day. Absurd. The snake with no AI. It doesn't bleed. I'm almost honestly surprised it doesn't bleed. That would really just do it all, but it's clearly based on an item. Like, they copied, like, a skull or something, but took out the fall damage. Like, I don't know what it is exactly. It doesn't spawn any particles. It is just an item with health. It's an item with health and active physics. I don't know, like, what it would be. Kill Kolbeck with this item. I could drop it on him. He'll probably destroy it if he has more than 1 health, so I don't see the point in checking that. Like, I don't know, I guess, does it do damage? Yeah, why not? Let's just see if it does any contact damage. A box. It doesn't spawn particles or have anything in it. I'm trying to think of like the most primitive entity that has that property, and it's probably this one right here, item bones. Doesn't even do damage. Like, it doesn't even hit him. Oh, okay, it got crushed. Yeah, it doesn't even do damage. Well, Kolbeck destroys them. I think that rules out item bones. I don't know. I don't know, like, what preset they used for this at all. No, actually, yeah, it could be item bones, just with no particles. I don't know. We have Hunden treasure full of Hunden treasure now. Okay, alright. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to kill this before it crashes my game. I'm just gonna do all the steps that worked last time. So I went to this level, and then I went to the windscreen. What am I doing? This one. And then I set the wind type to 2. Which science did you miss? Oh boy. Well, we figured out all about ton true crown aggro, and now we're looking into a fresh new exploit where you could just spawn anything within a range of 256 values instead of a pet. Anywhere a pet would have spawned, it will instead spawn some other entity. So let's see if this one does anything interesting. What's the worst? Last ID? Last ID is teleported. That's the last one that's within range. I mean, the other ones aren't exploding, so I guess that's... I'm disappointed but relieved at the same time. Notably, though, every single one is making that sound. Every single one of them is making that sound when it spawns in. Oh, God. Alright, well that's what that one is. Let's go back to the list. What else can we do with this? And then we'll go back to the Olmec ship shenanigans. Alright, so dog critters, not interesting. Ropes, not interesting. Skipped all these. Like, these are just like one-off items, like projectiles and stuff. I don't care about these. We tried these. I think DM crate might crash. These signs might crash. They might just look funny. I'm sure a lot of these things look kind of funny. I got Chimera beat on this. I just got to figure out how to open them. Actually, no, never mind. It actually counts. I just realized, yeah, it adds it to the total. Anyone who missed that, every single one of these gets added to your final score. So I just got to let this run for a few more seconds to beat Chimera. There we go. Imagine getting $11 million in Cosmic Ocean when you could just do it with a Hundun win. Let me get the world record real quick. Alright, we got the world record, everyone. This is it. You can also... Oh god, we also have a meme run. We could get world record. I need to do this. I need to make a meme run. I kind of want to do that today, honestly. I just want to do this and like not submit it or anything, but just have the meme run of getting a world record. Yeah, I'm gonna do it today, I think. I think we're gonna stop and then we're gonna do a run with a couple of these like meme strats and then call it on the stream. Because this is technically not banned yet. It's legal right now. The problem is it's crashy. Well, we're not doing Olmec ship. I just gotta finish a run with my pet set to be the Hundun chest, and then I could get the world record for score. That's it. That's all I had to do. I just had to finish a Sunken City run with the Hundun chest instead of a pet. If it doesn't crash. Elixir works? I don't know if Elixir is in range or not. Let's see, let's check real quick if there's anything else interesting, and then I'm gonna do this. So we got some signs, these might crash, boombox and TV, those are in randomizer. Torches, don't care about any of this stuff. Lanterns might crash if they're not attached to something, or they might just break. Spawning the Olmec parts will probably not work well. Sliding wall chain will almost certainly crash. You can spawn honey, I think those will break instantly. Laser beam probably despawns. Anubis coffin would break most likely. I mean, I guess you could use it. You could use Anubis coffin to potentially get an Anubis coffin enemy, like in the black market, if you needed to do that for some reason, because that one wouldn't get crushed by level geometry. So you could just like spawn a witch doctor or something in the black market, or a sorceress if you wanted to with this. Otherwise, it would most likely break unless a pet shop spawned in the level, in which case you could get it in a pet shop on any level. So you can get any Anubis coffin enemy in any level that can have a pet shop. And I think that's, yeah, there's not really any other enemies on this list that you'd be able to get. Yeah, the minigame UFO ship. Those are, I think, just normal UFOs, just with slightly different properties. Yeah, they just do that. And they crash your game, apparently, if you spawn them in walls, so don't do that. So here's the deal, chat. If anybody wants to do their homework and find other, like, interesting entities that you could do this with, you are free to do so. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop that segment. Like, we figured out the gist of it. You modify your config file, and you can get a specific entity. I'm going to stop that segment. I'm going to go get the Hundun treasure chest world record in score right now, here today.